it never works.
Right.
It never works. It always drives people towards something, you know. So,
but that doesn't matter. People are stupid. Just because you say you know it, and we do know it, it doesn't mean people are going to think that way and operate that way. That requires restraint. It requires foresight. It requires some sort of an objective understanding of history.
Well, I'll give you an example. So in the UK, there was a far-right party called the British National Party, which does technically still exist, but no, there's like 10 people in it. And the leader of that party, there was a moment where they were winning millions of votes, right? Because there were a lot of people who were disenfranchised, particularly in working class areas, and they were desperate for some kind of... And the head of that party, Nick Griffin, went on to our main political discussion programme, it's called Question Time, BBC One, prime time, and he was humiliated. And as soon as that happened, the BNP were over, within a matter of months. It exposed to those normal people the ludicrous and absurd nature of his viewpoint. And that, I think, is a really heartening idea, that actually if you hear more from these people, they are self-discrediting, right? But if you ban them, you're almost giving them a kind of glamour, a kind of martyrdom status that they don't deserve. And that, I think, attracts a lot of people to their worldview.
There's definitely something to be said for that. Yeah, there's definitely something to be said. I mean, like, I'm not in favor of banning these people.
Yeah.
But I'm also not in favor of these people being able to espouse hate speech everywhere they go and to be able to indoctrinate people as well. It's like, I don't know what the actual...
Well, do you trust... Well, I'll put it as my view. I do not trust the state to decide what constitutes hate speech.
I don't either. No.
I don't believe that... I mean, in the UK, they've proven that they're not capable of doing that.
Same as Canada.
Right. Exactly. Absolutely. Clearly. So in that case, I'm for abolishing the idea of hate speech as a practice. We have... I don't know how much you know about the UK with this, right? We have a thing where the police will investigate you for non-crime if it's offensive, right?
Non-crime?
So there's a website, the government's website on hate crime has a paragraph on non-crime hate incidents, okay? And what they specifically say is if you've heard something, if someone said something that's offensive to you, and you believe that that person said something because of you were one of the protected characteristics because of race, gender, sexuality, disability, whatever, then you report that to the police and it gets logged in the hate crime statistics as a hate crime, even though there's no crime. I'll give you a very specific example of this. There's a famous case in the UK at the moment, a man called Harry Miller. He was a docker from Humberside. And he retweeted a poem that was perceived to be transphobic, and people were upset about it. But he didn't even write the poem, he just retweeted the poem. The police investigated his retweet, and he said to them, have I broken the law? They said, this isn't a crime, this is a non-crime hate incident. And the actual phrase the police officer used, I'm not joking, was, we have to check your thinking, right?
Whoa!
Now that's sinister. And then, when the Humberside police were challenged on this in the media, it turns out this is standard practice in the police. This isn't just one rogue police officer going a bit mad. This is standard practice. The commissioning guidelines from the College of Policing actually stipulate that this is what you're meant to do. This is now finally being challenged in the courts, but no one stood up to this stuff, you know?
Just as a phrase, check your thinking.
Check your thinking.
By a police officer, no less.
Yeah, well,
like, who's qualified to check your thinking? I mean, you should be...
Check your thinking?
It's crazy.
It should be difficult.
Well, yeah, quite. I mean, the College of Policing who teach the police what the police officer actually said is, he said, well, we've had a workshop, and what you don't understand is that babies are sometimes born with a male brain when they've got a female body. I mean, literally, he was trying to lecture him on this stuff. And
well, that might be true, but that doesn't mean that the police should be able to tell you that you can't retweet agree with.
Right, and we have people in our country who have been. Do you know how many people are arrested in the UK? I'll just ask, how many people do you think are arrested every year in the UK for offensive comments they've posted online? What would you guess? Just as it's not a trick. I'm just interested to know what you would assume.
Arrested for offensive comments online.
Yeah.
Let me say 300.
3,000 every year, right? Now,
wow,
and that's not including all the many thousands of non-crime hate incidents that are logged.
Wow.
Right, so
3,000 people arrested, and what is it?
Some of them will be horrible, by the way. I've been clear about it. Like, some of those comments will be horrible, nasty, racist, awful.
Right.
A lot of them are between rival football gangs and stuff like that. But some of them are jokes. One guy served 3 months in prison for a joke about Madeleine McCann, and it was a joke that he cut and pasted from some website and put it on his own Facebook page. 3 months in prison for that.
Jesus Christ, what was the joke?
I don't know.
I don't know. It was good.
It
must he was laughing for 3 months while he's eating
exactly.
food.
Better have been worth it, right?
No, he's a felon, right?
Yeah.
He has a record.
The famous one in the UK at the moment is the Count Dankula case.
Yes,
the Nazi
I
pub
do know
case.
that one. Yeah.
And because I stood up.
Explain it to people that don't know that story.
So there's a guy called Count Dankula. His real name's Marcus Meakin, and he's a YouTuber. And he created his girlfriend's dog is this cute little pug dog, right? And his girlfriend was always going on about how adorable the dog was. So he trained the dog to jump about enthusiastically whenever it heard the phrase "gas the Jews," and he trained it to do a little Nazi salute whenever it heard Sieg Heil. Right? Now, those phrases out of that context are unpleasant. You can see why someone would be offended by that, right? But the joke was that this cute little dog is behaving this vicious. In fact, the joke is predicated on the idea that there's nothing worse than a Nazi.
Well, also
right?
The joke is predicated on the fact that we all know the dog has no idea what it's doing.
Quite exactly, yeah. So that's him doing the Sieg Heil there. So, but that's Buddha the dog. Now, look, I accept that people can be offended. Like, I might be offended by. I'm offended by all sorts of things, and that's fine. But no, 3 million people saw that video before YouTube took it down, and 3 million people, not one complaint, no one complained. The police actually went to the Scottish Council of Jewish Communities and said, do you find this offensive? And understandably, they said yes, and the police said, great, now we can prosecute this guy. 2-year investigation, found guilty in a court of law, ultimately fined £800, that was what happened. But he's got a criminal record now for, whatever you think about the joke, right? It is clearly meant to be funny. Yes. Not only that, Cybercrime Intelligence Unit investigated all of his tweets, emails, his entire background to find any remote connection to a fascist group or a far-right group. Nothing. They found nothing. So there's no evidence. So basically, in the UK, we now have someone who has been prosecuted because the judge believes that he knows what's secretly going on, what his secret intention is. And the actual phrasing of the law under which he was prosecuted is that it is deemed grossly offensive, which is a very subjective idea, something that is grossly offensive.
Well, particularly when the fact that you have 3,000 different views, or 3 million different views,
right,
and no complaints.
No complaints, right?
That's crazy.
And I know the guy because I defended him at the time, and then of course people said that I'm a Nazi apologist because which is utterly ludicrous. But I know the guy now. He's a nice guy. He's not at all.
I've seen him interviewed.
Yeah.
What's up, Jamie?
While you guys are talking about this, I found a story that happened last week. This was a tweet that I've kind of gone through it to verify it a little bit. I don't want to say it's 100% accurate.
Okay.
But this guy got a job interview, and I guess he signed up, and they found this on their own. He said he did not give them this information. They sent him 351 pages of every tweet he ever liked that had the word "fuck" in it.
Wow.
He said, I had to get a background check for my job, and it turns out the report is a 300-plus page PDF of every single tweet I've ever liked with the word fuck in it. Enjoy your dystopian BS.
It's like there's a bunch of tweets showing it, but I looked at the company that does this.
Hold on, go back.
Sorry.
What does it say? Update, I came home to a package containing a printout of all 351 pages of it. Obviously, the dystopia cares about wasting paper.
Here's like a for instance of what it looked like.
And have they used this to justify not giving him the job? Is that the
I don't know.
I don't know what happened after
Right,
that.
okay.
He liked this tweet. Merry Christmas to the toddler I saw running across Trader Joe's with a giant bottle of peppermint vodka, and mom running after him like, no, 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 no. Only.
So flag type bad, flag reason alcohol,
Yeah.
post type liked.
Yeah. So they changed what he was saying.
Right.
He's making a joke about a toddler that he saw running across Trader Joe's with a giant bottle of peppermint vodka that it taken from its mom, and the mom was like, no, 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 give me that, give me that, give me that. So they flagged it because there was alcohol in it. The baby had a bottle of alcohol. There's nothing offensive about that whatsoever.
I actually don't understand why that would be an issue.
Because they want you to be scared as fuck. They want to be able to control your thinking, and they don't want you to ever do anything that could come back to hurt the company in any way and mess with their bottom line. I mean, that is crazy.
But even liking a tweet.
Yes.
Like, not just writing the tweet,
right.
but liking.
Liking it. Crazy.
I like things by mistake sometimes.
Crazy.
I've got fat thumbs. I just say the wrong thing,
Here's another one. To this day, this is still the most, in all caps, big dick energy I've ever seen in a video. I don't know what that is.
There's the guy that like called his dad when he was about to win, who wants to be a millionaire,
Right.
to like celebrate that. I know the answer. I'm gonna win.
Right.
Okay.
So he called his dad, tell his dad that he's going to win because he knew he was going to win. Now look at this. Flag reason, language, bigotry, sexism.
What's the bigotry and the sexism there?
I don't understand it. I don't see any bigotry. Bigotry in particular, sexism, that he's a man and he's showing big dick energy because big dick energy is an expression. And it's an expression for someone who is super confident, and the idea that you say, well, we must have a big dick. That's the joke.
But that's not
that.
sexist.
No, it's an internet meme. Big dick energy is an internet meme. And that this is flag type bad. Language, bigotry, sexism.
Right.
And here's the best part. Post type liked. He just liked it. Like he saw it, was like, because it is a big dick energy move.
What, to phone your dad?
To call your dad and say, I'm about to win $1 million, Dad.
Does that
yeah.
classify as big dick energy?
Yeah.
It's not a phrase that we commonly use in the UK. We're too refined for that.
I get it.
That's vulgar.
Yeah, it is vulgar.
Yeah.
But it's a new American thing over the last, 4 years or so?
Yeah, like 2 maybe.
2 years?
Yeah.
Is having a big dick
What up,
sexist?
guys?
Is that the-
I guess that's what they're saying, and it's bigotry is the hilarious part. You can scour that motherfucker forever and try to find some bigotry there.
You know
the
what?
gentleman's name, if you want to.
So, everybody knows, like, I talk about religion a lot. I'm not religious, but it's one of my favorite subjects because religion is so weird and so complex and, I don't know, so old and ancient, and it's so interesting to talk about, even though I don't believe in any religion or any gods. I tell my story all the time, guys. Y'all hear this over and over and over. So I was raised in South Carolina by a Christian preacher grandmother right in the heart of the Bible Belt, and still never believed that shit. But my entire family is uber religious, yo, like everybody. But one of my younger cousins, like, honestly, I don't know how long she has had this train of thought, but like she's open about it, at least on social media, at least, like she's all open about this shit. Like, that shit is whack, that shit is stupid, and she's like, I don't believe in that shit no more either. And I'm like, yo, that's what's up, cousin. But so I made a post yesterday from Ricky Gervais, and I probably can't play any of his skits here, but Ricky Gervais is an atheist. I watched this one, and I didn't know that. I watched this one stand-up, and he's like he's literally reading this children's book about Noah that was given to him as a child. And it's a part of his act, and he reads it, and he reads a page, and then he mocks it just to show you like how ridiculous the story is, and even the imagery of the pictures that they're trying to ingrain in the psyche of the child reading the story. It's just like, it's so ridiculous. And he makes this whole funny bit about this Noah's Ark children's book, and I was like, yo, Ricky, I did not know you thought like that, you know? And so I seen this, and it's social media. You never know if what up? If even if the real person is making this quote, I can make a fucking quote myself and put a picture of Snoop Dogg and just put his name underneath it, Snoop Dogg, and people think, oh, Snoop Dogg said that shit. So this is just a picture of Ricky Gervais, and it has this quote. I don't know if he said it or not, but like I said, I know in his stand-ups he does ridicule like religious beliefs in the Bible and stuff. Yo, and so this quote right here is, there have been nearly 3,000 gods so far, but only yours actually exists. All the others are silly, made-up nonsense, but not yours. Yours is real. And then it just says, Ricky Gervais, like, out of all the other gods ever, like, yours is the only real one. Like, everything else is bullshit and nonsense, but not what you believe in. And so I posted that, and then my cousin, she posted back, she was like, you about to make me start some trouble with this one. I said they ain't ready yet. oh, I'm gonna get them ready today. And then she messaged me to send her some books that she can read. I haven't read a lot of religious scholarly books. I read books from people who still believe in their religion. And I just try to siphon the facts from their religious beliefs. And some of the most, what up, bro? Some of the most non-religious books I've read are, I don't know, I just haven't read. I've listened to more lectures, debates, and talks about religion than I've read so far. It's a subject that I've always been passionate about, but forever I've actually been reading religious material trying to understand it better and still haven't gotten an understanding of it. Trying to read the Quran, trying to read the Bible, trying to read different stories from other cultures, yo. And it's like, man, nope. But like the first book that kind of retold religion for me was Genesis Revisited by his name will not come to me right now. What up, what up? Isaiah, not Isaiah. Hey Siri, who wrote Genesis Revisited?
Okay, I found this on the web for who wrote Genesis Revisited. Check it out.
Zachariah. I don't know why I was saying, I kept thinking Isaiah for some reason, but his name is Zachariah Sitchin. And this is when I was like on my alien shit. So I don't want to like give her that book as a suggestion because it's taking the biblical accounts and translating it into an alien account, which is just so confusing and throws you off. And I don't know, some of the ancient cultures did. I don't know. They believed a lot of different shit. They knew a lot of shit, which is weird, and they believed a lot of different shit. But still, like aliens, I don't know. I don't know aliens, but maybe. Hey, I don't know, But I have this book about different gods. So let me go grab these two books. I'm gonna screenshot them and send them to her real quick. And see, most of the literature I have on gods are people trying to describe their belief in different gods, like the the Egyptians trying to describe their gods and their belief system. Trying to find extra books like Enoch, but this still is it's a biblical tale, So is it refuting the claims of the Bible, they're not. The wise man is just more biblical accounts. So like these books don't really lead you to a true understanding. It leads you to it tries to solidify these biblical accounts, which you really can't. So one of the first books that I have that's very compelling is just it's almost empty anyway, bro. Calm down. It's almost done. See, watch. That was it. One sip. Where you gonna write me up? You what? Damn. The Encyclopedia of Gods. Just like that quote from Gervais says, it's like there's been thousands of gods. How is yours right? How? It's over 2,500 deities all over the world. From cultures completely separated from each other, never once having knowledge that one to the other exists, and they come up with very similar stories. Because nature, trees, fucking air, we have to explain the sun, the moon, there's just a way to explain these things without really understanding them. And so people have been creating gods forever. And it is kind of something that's weird about our consciousness, our natural perception of the world is to feel that there is something bigger than we are. On some levels, I can agree with that. Honestly, I can. So just reading about different gods, a comparison between the main substantial God now is the Abrahamic God of the Bible, which influences Islam, Catholicism, and Christianity. And there's other major gods in other cultures, but for most European and English speaking nations is God. But then comparing God and Jesus to other deities is like, this story is old and it's regurgitated over and over and over and over, and it's like there's nothing new, special, significant, different, original about your typical God belief. The substrate. And you can say whatever, you can call it whatever you want to call it, but is it conscious? Is it the original cause? Is it the prime mover? We don't know this stuff. Does it directly interact within our reality on a physical plane because we pray and wish and hope for some shit like but this shit is so personified where it's an old white dude who sits on the throne in a kingdom with his army. What? A kingdom, an army. You made your own villains. But it's and so when you start breaking down the literal descriptions of these different gods, it's basically a Superman. What would I do if I could do anything? If I could do anything, what would I do? And that's how these god figures evolve from different cultures. And in some cultures, God is not opposed to slavery or genocide or rape, and it's cool and it's okay under certain conditions, because if If I could do it, then my God must allow me to be able to do this. You know, the Superman. And now I'm currently reading, haven't really gotten that far into it. I'm like, I've been at this book for 2 months now. 41 pages. But this is The Religious Case Against Belief. And it's written by James P. Carase, and it's pretty good. In the first 40 pages, he doesn't really give any of his own opinions. He's just giving historical accounts of different figures over the time who have challenged traditional religious beliefs. Like Galileo, he talked about him for a while. Now he's talking about Martin Luther, Tao, and a couple of other figures. But I can see kind of where he's going. Is like religion has always been here, but there's always been those great minds who think outside the box to challenge every major religion. Like, bro, you're wrong, basically. Like, it doesn't work like that. And even Martin Luther, with his 95 theses or 96 theses, he didn't denounce the belief in God. He just denounced that the Pope was the voice of God on earth. Like, I don't think so. You seen that, right? Yo, dude, I got that. Oh, you know what? I took that. I was on my message screen. I meant to take that for myself. The Hero with a Thousand Faces by Joseph Campbell, published in 1949. I like old books like that, bro. I like books. I ain't gonna lie to you, yo. I like anything written before the 60s. Y'all know what happened in the 1960s? I like shit before that. That's when motherfuckers was writing that real shit. Like, you can find some real shit. I mean, even after the 60s, motherfuckers keep writing, but before then, it's like, I just like old books, yo. I like old books. I actually got, y'all got a copy of Ralph Waldo Emerson's poems from, it's a 1920-something print, bro. That's one of the oldest books I got. I got some Masonic books from like the 50s, and I got a Bible from the 1800s, yeah. But yeah, like, even if you get a new copy of 1984 or Brave New World, those books were written like in the 40s and 50s, yo. Like, shit like that, just like older books, those old stories, them shits are good. So what I was gonna do? Oh, I was gonna send my cousin a picture of this book. And then I'm gonna send her a link to one of All right. Okay. All right. So, man, we've been in the news so much lately, bro. Yo, the motherfucking Black Scranton Project. You know, we just making so much stupid ass noise. It's crazy. Like motherfuckers can't ignore us right now, yo. We was in the Philadelphia newspaper, bro. That shit crazy, son. And we ain't even know about it. Somebody sent us the link like 2 days later. It's like, what? We did what? In the Philly paper? Word? Yo, going dumb over here for Black History Month, yo. My Facebook page. Y'all don't know who that is. If somebody can tell me, let me write the camera. Somebody can tell me who that is, you get 10 cool points. You can get 10 cool points right now if you can tell me who this dude is. 10 cool points up for grabs. I got that as my profile picture. My background picture. You see us hanging the Pan-African flag down at City Hall. Boom. Black Scranton Project exhibit features and honors local heroes. And this was in Fox News. So this was on the local news right here. I ain't even watched the clip yet, I don't think. Is it gonna play? Oh, you see my homegirl Glennis?
What was once a thesis in grad school has turned into a full Black History Month exhibit showcasing prominent African Americans from Scranton. And we're here for opening night at the AFA Gallery.
It's really fulfilling for me to find out all of these incredible stories that the city kind of didn't believe existed.
Now Johns has the proof those stories do exist. Tonight we learned about George Jones, Scranton's first African-American mail carrier back in the late 1800s, one of just 300 black postmen at the time. Then there was the Scranton Superman, Chimesy Williams, an Olympic powerlifter who grew up in the 1950s and 60s, bench pressing 675 pounds, and at one point owned the world record for heaviest squat.
We always remember Rosa Parks, we always remember Malcolm X and MLK and figures like that, which they're also important. We should start paying attention to some of our local heroes and local figures, men and women in the community.
One of those local heroes, Scranton's first black firefighter, Lincoln Tillman. We also ran into James Bolus, one of the first to check out the exhibit tonight.
There's so much important history that isn't even known about, or if it's known, it's not talked about, so it's really cool that she's able to shed light on all that.
I was born and raised here, and I always felt like I didn't want to be from Scranton until I found all of these amazing things to be proud of.
And if you couldn't make it to opening night, don't worry, the exhibit will be open until February 20th.
Boom. In the news there. What? Your boy. In the fucking paper. First Friday. Chilling with the swag. So, newspaper feature. Another news feature. Got my art up on the front picture for that job.
culture to the public forefront. It is called Black Scranton Project, a Black History Month display that opened to the public today for the second straight year. As Eyewitness News reporter Mark Hiller shows us now, the exhibit helps explain what the Black community in Electric City was and what it can be.
Downtown Scranton was the hub of Black life for a very long time.
Roughly 2 centuries, in fact, as Glynis Johns points out. The 26-year-old Scrantonian is the founder of Black Scranton Project. She's taken elements from her first exhibit held last year at the Marketplace at Steamtown and expanded on it this year at nearby AFA Gallery.
I think it's really cool that when you're here looking at these historical pieces, you're like literally standing in the space where it happened.
From Scranton's Black community came major accomplishment.
That's where that building was.
She points out the hub of a modest 20th century hauling business that became a booming success under the guidance of an African-American widow. Black Scranton Project also builds on its first-year exhibit to James Chimesy Williams. The prolific Scranton-born 20th century powerlifter proved as mighty with the pen as he was with weights.
He actually inspired me to do this historical research on the community because he actually had started that project. He wrote a book called Northern Fried Chicken.
The book details the struggles of Scranton's Black community through Williams' eyes. Along with the artifacts comes artwork.
I think I put about 150 hours into this painting here.
Artist Travis Prince contributed several paintings to the overall historical display.
I just want to add to it and add more culture and more a significant impact on our community.
Johns has been able to make her exhibit work at the pop-up locations each of these 2 years, but she won't be happy until she finds a permanent home. No. She says it's a realistic goal that can happen by the end of this year.
It's going to continue to grow, and I'm hoping.
In Scranton, Mark Hiller, Eyewitness News.
And Johns' Black Scranton Project received
Yo, Black Scranton in the news again. Where else? Another good picture from the show. This right here, yo, this is the Philadelphia Tribune, yo. Philly. Pan-African flag raised at Scranton City Hall. The Black Scranton Project hosted an inaugural Pan-African flag raising ceremony Saturday to kick off February's exhibit of the hidden Black history of Scranton in recognition of Black History Month, yo. Talking about it's all the way down in Philly, yo. Yo, that's why I fuck with the homegirl Glynis, yo. Like, she started this whole project, and ever since I've been a part of it, yo, I be in the news. I be on the newspapers all the time, yo. Yo, like, we run our city when it comes to this art shit, Black history shit, Black power shit. Yo, like, we one of the only, all Black organizations, and we're kind of young compared to everybody else, you know what I'm saying? Every other organization, their board members, they're all, 40s, 50s, 60-year-old stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a young group of people. I'm, one of the oldest people in there. I'm in my late 30s. Lennon, she ain't up but 25, 26. All the other homies like the same thing, maybe like 28, 30, like a bunch of young black people, yo, just trying to do some shit. And this shit been, the past couple weeks been so crazy. I'm honestly just happy it's over for a minute. Cause damn, well, not really, cause next week, next Friday, I gotta go to the grant ceremony, cause I won that grant. So next Friday after work, I gotta go do that, and then next Saturday, Black Scranton Project does have another event where we're gonna be at like this little underground pub, yo. You have some live music and shit out there. So it's almost slowing down, but it's February, yo. Black History Month. We be moving and shaking, moving and shaking. Yo, they shouldn't have said that on this post. There's like, all my artist friends drop a self portrait that you drew or painted of yourself. Nigga. You know how many times I done paint myself? Y'all ain't want me to do that. I'm gonna do it till somebody say something. Watch, they're gonna be like, damn, motherfucker, how many times you paint yourself? A lot. I mean, like, a whole lot. Y'all know. I paint myself like it ain't no tomorrow. Hey.
Hey there.
How's it going?
Okay. I don't know where to
go.
I think you put your address in my old phone because I got my phone stolen a few months ago.
All right, so text me your number and I'll text you my address because I'm live on camera right now.
Okay.
All right.
All right, bye.
So, I have a model coming over. Hey. I'm about to take some pictures, yo. Yo, I got this fucking 21 Pilot song stuck in my head. So crazy. It's ridiculous. Just don't believe the hype. And you know I'm terrible sight. Just don't believe the hype. I gotta memorize the words to the song, yo. So I can sing along. Yo, but all the news coverage, shit is crazy, yo. I post a I was supposed to try to kick it with this other dude, man, today, this other artist. Trying to I don't know, see if there's a way. Just try to help him get his art out there, yeah. All right, so oh damn. I don't know, bro. Like, I tried to stream the other day and it wouldn't come through at all. Y'all missed so many comments, yo. And Farad Muhammad, once again, man, like those books, those are religious books that talk about religion, like not try to get you to understand that there is no reason for any of it. All right, so I don't know. I don't even know if I'm gonna get to any painting anytime soon. But what I am gonna do, guys, I am gonna reset the stream because I know it's frustrating when the comments don't stroll by, and I can see it on my phone. I can see all you guys' comments up here, but it is weird like that without seeing it on the TV. So my bag, I really trying to text this model. So let me shut the stream down. I'm gonna like just let it pause. I mean, let it go off for like a minute or two, and start it right back up and see if we can get comments. But the thing is, now the last time I streamed, I didn't get comments at all, straight from the rip, yo. Soon as I started streaming, like no comments ever came in there, and I don't know, it's been acting weird lately. And I'm wondering, is it because of our conversations, like the things we're talking about? Are they trying to block this knowledge? something up to this shit, guys. There's something up. Every time we started getting on some deep ass shit, it's just like, man, what are you guys doing? Stop. Alright, so like I said, I'm just shut it down for a minute and I'll start it right back up in 2 minutes. See if it'll reboot or whatever.